Michael here for another epic week in LEGO news, including LEGO Zelda, XMen, and Lord of the Rings, UCS Jabba Sail Barge, Disney sets, Star-Lord helmet, and Disney Brickheadz, plus what's coming next for Ninjago City. And don't forget to listen to the latest episode of my LEGO Masters podcast, TalkBricks Masters. This week I sit down with Season 3 contestants Austin and Justin for a post-season deep dive, and you can listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and so much more using the links in the description below. And I'll kick off another round of the weekly giveaway. Just subscribe and leave a comment about this week's news. And of course, I'm back with LEGO deals from Amazon and across the web, so if you want to pick anything up to support the channel, there's links in the description below. First up, over at Amazon, the Harry Potter calendar is 44% off, the Marvel calendar is 36% off, and the Friends calendar is 46% off. Next from Speed Champions, the 007 Aston Martin DB5 is 20% off. And from LEGO Ideas, the Treehouse is 22% off. From LEGO City, the Farmer's Market van is 39% off, and LEGO Super Mario Adventures with Peach is 30% off. Over at Walmart, you can get the LEGO Marvel Goat Boat with a bonus Wolverine mech armor set for 31% off. And over at LEGO, the BIONICLE promo is still going on, plus you can get all the February sets that just released. If you want to pick up any of these deals and more and support the channel, there's links to everything in the description below. Next up, thanks to TalkBricks, we've got word of some upcoming sets we could be getting in 2024. While none of these sets are official just yet, they were included in a survey to gauge user interest and how much they'd be willing to pay. So let's break them all down. First up, from The Legend of Zelda, we've got the Deku Tree 2-in-1 set. The build can be built with pink foliage like Breath of the Wild or in green foliage like we saw in Ocarina of Time. And this set was said to have 1,920 pieces and retail between $200 and $325. And the leaves, of course, reminded me of the bonsai tree. This set also included minifigures of Link and Zelda from Breath of the Wild, as well as a version of Link from Ocarina of Time. And it'll be built on a display stand with the Zelda logo. And hearing that they're working on Zelda sets is so exciting. Next up, from Marvel and X-Men, there was also a set of the X-Mansion. You may recall that this was once a project on LEGO Ideas, but this version of the mansion will include 3,122 pieces and retail for up to $390. At that price point, the build is quite considerable in size, and there's a nice gate out front. Plus, we can only imagine that the interior is filled with tons of different classrooms and other X-Men specific rooms. And from what we can see, there's going to be at least 9 minifigures, including Professor X, Magneto, Wolverine, Storm, Cyclops, Beast, Mystique, Sabretooth, and Emma Frost. And with the X-Men being underserved in LEGO form for so long, this is really exciting. Next, on the DC side of things, we're going to be getting a set based off Batman the Animated Series. Similar to the LEGO Ideas Vincent van Gogh Starry Night set, this is said to be a set that depicts Gotham City, but in a similar stacked plate and art style build that can be hung on the wall. This set is said to include 3,238 pieces and retail between $240 and $390. And I think this version of Gotham especially could look awesome in this style. As for minifigures, it's said to include Batman, Phantasm, Joker, and Harley Quinn, plus Mr. Freeze, which all sounds good to me. For Lord of the Rings, they included 2 new sets. The first one is Barad Dur, which is Sauron's fortress in Mordor. This set is said to include 4,000 pieces and retail between $320 and $520. And it's funny because we actually got a depiction of this from the LEGO Batman movie. The microscale build will be almost 3 feet tall and feature interior sections, and likely come with minifigures like Sauron, Sam, and Frodo. Also included was the upcoming Rivendell set, which is said to have 6,167 parts and retail for around $550. The build is indeed minifigure scale and will focus on a subsection of the Elven City. That said, there's lots of notable areas, like at the center with the Council of Elrond. And in total, it's said that this set will include 15 minifigures. So there's definitely a lot to look forward to in this one. Next up, Jabba's Sail Barge could be back, this time as an Ultimate Collector Series set. This set is said to include 6,500 pieces and retail between $400 and $650. At around 2 feet long, the set should be nicely detailed, and it's expected to have various interior sections. I know that Star Wars fans are gonna love this one, and we could likely expect it to include some of the stable minifigures. Next from Disney, there was a set of Snow White's Cottage with 2,500 pieces retailing between $200 and $325. And this set is very interesting, as a similar project had hit 10,000 on LEGO Ideas, and while it took further review, they decided not to move forward with it. It's also said this set will be coming out as part of the Disney 100 celebration, which makes sense because we are also getting the Evil Queen from this movie in the collectible minifigure series. And as for minifigures in this set, it's said to come with Snow White and all of the 7 dwarves. Next, from Sleeping Beauty, LEGO's going to be releasing a set similar to their large sculpture outside the store at Disney Springs, which is an 18+ style diorama of this scene between the face-off with Maleficent in dragon form. The build is said to have 1,250 pieces and retail between $80 and $130. It's said that the largest part of the build will be the Maleficent dragon, which looks very menacing, and it will even include an updated Maleficent minifigure at the base, plus Prince Phillip and his horse Samson. Next up, similar to the buildable Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse set, it's said that we're going to be getting even more buildable figures. One of them was a single buildable figure, this time of Donald Duck, which should be similar to Mickey Mickey and Minnie with 1,000 pieces retailing between $80 and $130. And it would be featured on a similar base with an autograph. But the one I'm even more excited about would be Simba from The Lion King. With 1,353 pieces retailing between $80 and $130, this would be an awesome brick bolt sculpture. Next, there was also a large-scale medieval village with 3,200 pieces retailing between $190 and $310. The build is said to feature 4 facades that can be collapsed into 2 complete buildings, but it'll also include 8 minifigures plus lots of animals, including the infamous goat, which would only be the second set that this animal ever came in. From Harry Potter, it's said that there would be an Ultimate Collector Series style set for the Burrow, which would be much larger than previous versions with 2,388 pieces and retailing between $200 and $325. The build would be almost 17 inches tall, and of course feature a full interior. Not to mention, it's depicted that it would have at least 9 different minifigures. Next, while we've gotten many iconic objects from the Harry Potter universe, they're also considering a set based on the Sorting Hat. The build is said to be of the hat itself on a black base, and that it will retail between $80 and $130. All of these rumors are so exciting, as many of these sets are ones that we've been wanting for a long time. But as always, we're gonna have to wait and see how many, if any, of these sets make it to final production. Next up, thanks to PromoBricks, we've got word of an upcoming expansion to Ninjago City. 2 Ninjago City sets were released as part of the LEGO Ninjago movie, and its follow-up came with the Legacy set from the 10th anniversary Ninjago City Gardens. But this newest set they're calling Ninjago City Markets is said to be the largest one, with 6,163 pieces and retailing for $370. Ninjago City Gardens came on 1.5 base plates, but with this one having almost 500 more pieces, I'm curious if this one could be even bigger, or if we might even see more than the 19 figures that were included in that set. Either way, the Ninjago City line is one of the best and one of the most detailed, packed with great builds, color, and fun Easter eggs, which is why as someone who owns all the 3 original sets, I'm so excited to see how this one turns out. Next up, this week got the reveal of the LEGO Marvel Star-Lord's helmet with 602 pieces retailing for $80. This latest set from the helmet collection turned out really exceptional, and I love how they captured this iconic helmet. From the unique shaping and details around the mouth and chin to how they captured the great lenses for the eyes. There's some really great techniques combined with some awesome prints. And with the opening at the top, they even encourage you to use it as a pencil holder, which for me just looks wrong. On the whole, this is definitely one of my favorite helmets in the collection, though I do think that the $80 price tag here is a bit high considering the recent Star Wars ones are only $70. And if you want to pre-order this now and support the channel, there's a link in the description below. Next up in Brickheadz news, there were 3 great Disney 2-packs that were revealed coming out next month. First up, we've got Wally and Eve for $15. The designs for these two look super adorable, especially Wally with the large eyes and the great print on the front, plus the great accessories, and I love how Eve's floating. Next up, we've got Cruella and Maleficent for $20. The builds for these two look great, and I especially love how they created the draping around the arms for Cruella and the great horns on Maleficent. Finally, we've got Moana and Merida for $20. There's some nice prints on both, plus some fun accessories with the oar and that great headdress on Moana, and the bow and arrow and quiver on Merida. As always, the Brickheadz line isn't for everyone, but I'm really loving this latest batch, and as someone who collects them all, I can't wait to pick these up. Next up in LEGO Ideas news, there were 5 more projects that had 10,000 supporters on the platform this week, so let's break them down. First up, we've got LEGO Godzilla. This large brick-built creature turned out amazing, as it captures the Godzilla look from the more recent movies. I love how this one has some decent posability, and I think it would make a really cool set. Next up, we've got Hollow Knight Forgotten Crossroad. Based off the 2017 video game Hollow Knight, this one depicts the first main area. The designer did a great job capturing the game's unique feel and its great characters, and I think this one would make a really interesting set. Next up, we've got Bricks Coffee. This modular building style build features a unique coffee shop with a great multi-level design. From the foliage outside to the plethora of details inside, this modular building looks really great, and it would make a nice addition to a LEGO city. And next up, we've got Claus Toys, which is another modular building, and it's actually its second time hitting 10,000 supporters. The build features a sports store as well as a toy store, and there's lots of amazing interior detail. And while a winter modular would be great, somehow these modular building projects don't seem to do well in the review. Next up, we've got the Ogle Creek Sawmill. This rustic building has a great color scheme with lots of great detail, not to mention how it showcases the functionality of the sawmill with its functioning water wheel. I am curious if sets like the A-frame cabin or medieval blacksmith would impact its chances, but as always, we'll have to wait and see. So there you have it, another epic week in LEGO news with some of the craziest rumors we've gotten so far. Hearing that LEGO is considering things like Zelda and X-Men and all the great Disney sets just makes me so excited. Plus, with another Ninjago City expansion on the way, we've got a lot of fun in store for us over the next couple years. Be sure to leave this video a thumbs up down below if you're as excited as me, and don't forget to subscribe because I'll be back next week with even more LEGO news. And let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What did you think about all the stories? And which one are you most excited about? And now we've got this week's giveaway winner. Congratulations! And be sure to email me from the About page on my channel so we can coordinate about the prize. And if you want to enter this week's round, just leave me a comment about this week's news. You must be a subscriber to win. And definitely turn on notifications to find out when my next video is posted, because I'll be announcing the winners at the end of some of the videos. That's all the time we've got for today. Thanks, and have a good one! Hey, Michael here, clicking to watch last week's video featuring LEGO Batman, Mandalorian, and Disney video games, Doctor Strange, Shrek, and so much more. And don't forget to subscribe.